This is Duke University.
I'm Tom Coffman. I'm the Chief of Nephrology here at Duke and also the PI for the Duke O'Brien Center for Kidney Research, newly initiated. Our center it's funded by the NIDDK from the National Institutes of Health and serves as a core center to support research in kidney disease. The particular theme for our center is around the role of the kidney in cardiovascular disease, and we're very excited about being able to bring together a number of resources, both in terms of core services and talented people here on the Duke campus to focus on what we think is really the major clinical problem for nephrologists and people with kidney disease, and that is the very high incidence of cardiovascular risks that's associated with kidney disease. Actually, people with kidney disease, it's much more likely that they'll die of heart disease than actually to progress and require dialysis. And we really don't understand the mechanisms and the causes of this increased risk, and that's a major focus of our center, is to try and attract new thoughts, new scientists, new perspectives on this problem. Scientific support for core resources comes in the form of three cores. The first of these is an animal phenotyping core headed by Susan Gurley with Howard Rockman as the co-director. The second core is a human genetics core that's headed by Michelle Wynn. And the third core is a clinical and translational core with the co-directors being Laura Spetke and Uptal Patel. What we have at Duke is a tremendous confluence of talent in various areas that would impact this problem. So we have very strong, both basic and clinical research focused on the kidney, much of it centered in our nephrology division, but also in the division of cardiology, the Cardiovascular Research Center, the DCRI, a very strong and terrific group of researchers with expertise in a wide range of areas around, more specifically, cardiovascular disease and vascular disease. And our hope is that we can use that center as a focus to bring those people together, get them to start talking to each other about this problem and develop new ideas and new approaches for research to really understand the mechanisms with the long-term goal of developing therapeutic approaches to the problem and clinical trials for patients to try and improve outcomes. We have three cores that are the major, provide the major support for research. The first core is an animal phenotyping core that provides a wide range of state-of-the-art techniques for phenotyping, in particular mouse models, genetically modified mouse models, but also zebrafish. And the range of phenotyping spans basic tests in kidney physiology and pathology to highly technical evaluations of cardiac function in small animals, and so allows us to do the same sorts of tests that we do in people to assess the clinical status of their disease, but do it in small animals that are genetically modifiable. So it really allows us to bring together powerful genetic approaches to study processes that are pertinent to kidney or pertinent to human pathophysiology. The second core is a genetics core that's Michelle Wynn being the PI of that's focused around and brings together resources for doing human genetic studies that would be focused on susceptibility to kidney disease and genetic susceptibilities and interactions between kidney disease and heart disease. And then the third core is a clinical translational core that's comprises, it really based at the DCRI and takes advantage of the broad resources at the DCRI for doing clinical studies, clinical trials, statistics, health economics, epidemiology and outcomes, and apply those to the problems of kidney and cardiovascular disease. And the fact that the DCRI has had historically a major focus on cardiovascular disease was a real strength, and is a real strength for the center, since we can hope to use our resources to draw in people from that community to focus on what's happening with the kidney. The way people will participate in the center, that we hope people will participate in the center, is by taking advantage of the resources. So scientists can come in and use our core services at minimal charge, and a lot of the services will be free and or provided with subsidized rates. Not only Duke investigators, I mean, Duke investigators will have primary access, but the services are also open to other scientists, both in the region and internationally. So a major metric of success will be robust utilization of our cores. The major sort of metric for success for the center, I think, would be to really increase both the scope and the depth of research on the kidney and cardiovascular disease. We have here at Duke really strong and internationally recognized programs in kidney research and in cardiovascular research. And what we hope to do at the center is to bring those together and in that confluence really develop new programs, a larger community of science and research around the problem of how these two systems interact and cause really devastating consequences for our patients. We also have two other programs offered by the center that we also believe will have a big impact on science at Duke, but also advancing progress toward our stated themes. One of these is a pilot and feasibility program where we offer, every year, we'll offer pilot and feasibility grants for projects focused around our theme that provide support for scientists to generate preliminary data that might be used for then developing a proposal for a broader project. The program is designed to support young investigators, senior investigators working in other fields who are moving toward our area of investigation, new collaborative ventures between kidney and cardiovascular scientists, again focused toward our theme. We'll be dispensing 2 grants each year in the amount of $50,000 each, and those grants are supported by the Department of Medicine and by the Dean's Office, so which is a testimony to really the degree of institutional support that we have above and beyond what we've received from the NIH and the NIDDK. One of these is an annual symposium where we bring together scientists both from Duke and outside of Duke, and the first one of these will actually be held July 18th and 19th here in this building, where we have a tremendous lineup of speakers, outstanding cardiovascular and renal scientists from Duke, and also invited speakers from Harvard, University of Washington, and Duke NUS in Singapore. Now, in addition to that, we also will sponsor a series of individual training or opportunities for individual training for scientists who are interested in coming to the cores and learning technologies and techniques that are provided by the people who are world experts in phenotyping and genetics and clinical and translational scientists that are part of our core staff.
Produced by Duke University.